Hey guys, back with another video. Today I want to talk about Hex and Richard Heart and my opinions. And before I get started, just remember these are just my opinions. I know there are a lot of Hexicans out there and Richard Heart cult members. And please, don't get your panties in a twist just because I have a differing opinion. But let me start actually with some compliments, because I think Richard Heart is actually extremely intelligent, very smart. I used to be a huge fan of him in the previous bull market. I would watch his videos all the time. He had amazing debates with Roger Ver and lots of other people. Amazing videos, and he's very insightful into the industry. He knows a lot, but unfortunately, he is an example of someone who uses his intelligence for bad, in my opinion, in promoting his token Hex, which is ultimately a pyramid scheme, pretty much. And it's pretty much a fact that he owns a huge amount of the supply. I think it's over 50% of the supply of Hex. And the whole idea of Hex is that they call it, I don't know if they call it anymore a CD. They used to compare it to a traditional CD and call it like the first crypto CD. I'm not sure if they're still using that, because I think there may be legal implications with using that term. But you basically just buy the token and you lock it up for a certain amount of years or a certain amount of time, and the longer you lock it up, the more you get paid. It's not that mind-blowing of an idea, but the idea of just only focusing on that and focusing on the lockup period and making money long term. And then you've got Richard Heart, who has this very entertaining personality and very divisive strategy, where I think you either love him or hate him the way that he talks, which I think is somewhat of an act and planned so that he attracts people who are willing to join his cult, who are willing to worship him and love every word that he says. And so then they're less likely to sell and more likely to lock up their tokens for a long period of time, because ultimately this is not sustainable, because the only way that it supports itself is through those two mechanisms, through the lockup and through the massive inflation, and which ultimately means that it's not sustainable, because nobody's using Hex for anything other than to get rich and to get the yield. So once there's no more people left to join the cult, to join the the Ponzi scheme, then there's no way for it to go but down, because the market cap, even when the price is going down, the market cap is going up because of the inflation. So ultimately, it's definitely not sustainable. I can't say how long it can go on for. I can't say in certainty that this is it for Hex, that they're gonna die in the next 6 months or year. I don't know that. I think they won't have. I don't think they'll have another euphoric run, at least not in the next bull market, because by that time the inflation is going to be so high, the market cap is going to be so high that it can't go up much further. He likes to talk about its past performance, but that's because it started from such a low base. Yes, it had an amazing performance, and that's absolutely true. And part of me is like, because I was watching him, and I think he did give away a lot of Hex for free. Part of me is like, damn, I should have just gotten the free Hex. And but I think this is a great example of how economic incentives can really corrupt somebody, because again, Richard Heart is very, very intelligent, and I love a lot of what he says. I think he has a lot of insightful things to say, but he knew he was able to leverage his knowledge in this field and get extremely rich off of, at other people's expense. And in the short term, yes, he is, a lot of his early followers probably made a lot of money. And that is true, but it's only true if they sell it. And if enough people start selling Hex, then that's the end of Hex. So again, it's not sustainable at all. It is a scam, in my opinion. And none of this is financial advice, but this is my opinion. So if you like the video, leave a like, subscribe. See you next video.